Inside Story Uganda, real source of political updates. Inside Story Uganda.
Has really changed. There's certain people are being kicked out because I took them there, and it is really happening at a grand scale. That one should also be understood. Then on top of that, we have a menace. A person in the name of Tamale Mirundi who has really spread it beyond repair. And my colleague there, I think he met you yesterday, and he talked a lot about what happened at the farmhouse. And there is a lot happening. So currently, we are being mingled within the FRA. I call it Karo. Spot on, because when you look at the current challenges that we are faced with, we have Tamale Mirundi still advocating for our total failure, our total defeat. We have the political situation where we have totally been boxed out, simply boxed out. We are treated as unpersons. Economically, we have been stupid and grounded, and then the quitters of the International Criminal Court, the International Court of Justice, the department is the International Court of Justice. There's not to justify those actions and all of that. It attracts fines, penalties, and the jail sentence. So all of that is needed is to behave rightly, to take the right course, then it is okay. That is why, to me, I used to tell you, I support Tamale Mirundi. Why? Because most of these things that we are causing regime and popularity, we are originating from the fellowship. How many people, how many MPs and ministers were forward, about 28, whom were they working for? They were members of the fellowship. That is the whole thing I'm talking about. So if we stop to subvert from the mainstream mind of His Excellency, then we have a regime. The moment we continue, you will see how people failed, how these members of parliament failed, especially the ministers. See how the underperforming is happening in certain things, in certain sectors. Look at how fake the Minister of Energy was, this Goreti Kitutu. Now, when we look at all those things, you don't need such people. If now our safety is going to base on who's president of Uganda, and if it is His Excellency, then the country is safe and we are also safe. And I'd already told them that you are jiving. That is the whole problem. So personally, I thought actually it was Tamale Mirundi. Because you see, this man has been doing a lot of espionage and has destroyed us completely. He has destroyed our businesses, he has destroyed our enterprises, he has destroyed our political mandate, he has destroyed even our ideologies. See how he spread the fellowship. We would manage a lot of things under the fellowship. He destroyed it completely. He has spread even further our social network. We can no longer coordinate. Would you have gone to the village to in such poverty? Had you stayed around here? Had we still been cooperating, coordinating? There is a lot we would have solved. So, but the whole thing happened just because that man, so there is no way I could put him off the spectrum. I thought he was the person who must have reported each and everything to the president, so that I was preempted, humiliated, and kicked out in such a rough way. No, it really wasn't the case. That one you should know. It wasn't the case. Tamale Mirundi is very innocent about that. Do like that. So His Excellency was ready to bust you out. That is why it happened. But I'm very sorry for that humiliation, that stress and everything. So Tamale Mirundi is very innocent about it. Let him still treat his child who is not well. But we should not put any focus on him. He has done a lot, of course, a lot of destruction. He has been, personally, I have been maimed. You have been maliced. Look at how chairman is looking. He has lost a lot of weight. At least you have also enlightened me I was still planning and trying to ask myself, why would the Tamale Mirundi do such a thing? But now, if it is the big man himself who did that, then it is okay. I know how to pray my pounds.
Mirundi, farmhouse yeriwa.
Yes, state house. Kati farmhouse kakati chigeregera nyinani molo farm. Mwali farmhouse. But the issue is, do you think the president is handling them? Katika nuka guni zitegamanyi. Era none chimudusa na chimutwala mreti paper na chimutwala wa. An inquiry is going on. Film Uganda jiri retrieving anjina. Kwamba manye byawa nusanyi police. Waliwe wava sanctions. Ekyokuli nalyo yina mutwe neri kugwamu. Notayo omuntu tukuluwalinga notayo omuntu omu nako yinako nane kako omuliro ekyogero neri kugwera ddala mutwe notegeera kankubulire salafu midwe mirundi emeka
Salim Sale.
Yes. Salim Sale wali byamuwandika koji byagamba tumika nakabala kamasanyalazi. What is the pregnancy is this? Wali we babare the paper ne bamuwandika kebe. But Sale keeps quiet. He keeps quiet. Sale is not one of the excited people.
They're defending.
He just ignores them. Kulole bamugamba. President akalunga akawenda akatuza 6. Sale yadda emutundu. Nada nireje kusoka kula bakakoyo. Ngali ukwasale sali abera mutundu. Awali wo hotel mu abera. Nebagamba abareti paper. Ayise governor, ayisani gonde nebagandi Sale can do with this government. Kasabati giranti afunya amanyi abareti paper bakuba story. Nti yajifudde rochi. Ate baba chimanyi nti Muganda we tabyagali ebyo. Waliwo kanna kalemako. Yali atudde nga wali. Sale is a humble man. Ayizo kujja kusawa satu wao. Nibalaba abantu bonna ne betalowoza mu value ngawe yetulide katebeke ni humble. Kanda kalemako ne kakambwa zata mid. Muganda we yavuka buvuze motoka nagenda. Nemba kubanga nze sali ketisi. Sali ketisi. Okay. Kakati mwina okutegeera
mukula eri omuntu wabulijjo
nyinsi bwe baba tebabikola
17 kutoka kusawa
jibali mu mitwe oba kutasoma oba ki abo be bakozesa musome ba bloggers bakube nakyobe ne mujoga bawe ne mugoba ku mulimo nasigala nga abakolera ne mutamatira. What type of people are this? Politics is a group game. When these people go home and tell their relatives, mujagenda okuzika babakubireyo. Abantu bano bwe baddayo eka ne batuula ne bababa abo ne batuula mu family zaabwe. Mujja kudduka wano mu bule n'abagulira gate. Abantu banyifu. Some people can pretend, they put up a brave face, but how, if you are a human being, what do you believe happens in Nachobe's home? Bawe dokita ambonye ne bamugoba. That's why they are not tribalistic. Kubanga Diana amuti ajja kumubu ajja kugogera. Kati twabaze mulimu yazibalete. Mbonye yazibalete. I want my account to be unlocked. Batu kwata bilioni zanga 2 account yani president nagano kuzimba. Nenfuna sente zange bilioni 3 account yange ne bajiblocking. I want my account to be unlocked. Ate era
baji siba biseda ki
nabagamba nti mwete mubala offload me ngende nkole ebyange offload me
bakuje mu deal
goli musaya musiramu omusajja yajjanga muzikiti nabbi namuga nti wasa omukazi asooka owokubiri owokusatu owokuna bwe yajja nengamira najja n'obugaga yaddamu okulinnya muzikiti
yadduka
offload me
yafuuka busy.
The best way to offload me mwe mubbe mutte abantu bamwe mukole kino organiza mmwe unlock my account ngene nkole ebyange president akwate sente zange azimbe
bilioni beka
2. The argument is nti bwe tumuwa sente ajja tukolera how do you treat me?
Oyizo fuka ngole yadduka muzikiti no kivamu
he create another one. Mbabulira group ene y'abasajja abakulu eyaba kigongo mbabulidde how rare do you see kigongo talking bategedde bakoze ebintu byabiwana
baino bikuma.
Yes, basajja bali muloni tebalinga bano baana batunda organize omanyiti human being bamubadde bamutwala ko bamufura ko milioni ya $. Omuntu omu ne yerinyise ennyonyi bamuttireyo omutima omanyi sente ze kugula
meka
saakuterako obukyayina next time tubukuba obukyayina omutima $5 mitwalo 5 kakati ati gwiche weewunyisa ate yali chairman ate mwavu muzibu Zala Gawera Yakabia Mazikan and Demulabanga. Me was just an agent, but I'm in trouble. How can a broken money fight this case? Yee, come when the Kabagamba. Before I enter transaction, I must ask myself, am I a buyer, a seller, or a middleman? How does he expect to kill people for 10 years? Kagan at Kabirim. Most of these senior people, they are not included. Bamanya, you cannot do anything continuously. Kakati is not Mirundi's family. Eraba kugamba. Mbomutani wa avuma abantu nabuza mukazi wange. Gwe bakutachetinga nabukero kutachetinga bakutire mu bakazi nga batta abakazi. Mwana we yali akuze. We bakutachetinga nga batunda organizer kanabukere ne kakubire simateka akubira abantu bangi. Naye nkononyo nkabetenti. Kawala gwe nkononya. Nebo kinaba kucheta gisokuteka ko milioni ntokola nkulabe nabukera. Nkuteke mu kofini. Tugende waffe kalagala nalungu. Nkona akalabirwa mu nga Piriton yakwede okasimba kanene empologoma. Kawala ko watta abantu bangi.
Omutola kalagala.
Mujja wanunga ali na Piriton ne mutwala mu kofini. Wali akabera mu kofini. Sajja ali mu kofini enkuba etonnye. Sajja ali mu kofini. Enkuba etonnye. Omulambo bagenda gusangayo mu kyalo. Kanaye kyavadda mu kofini abaana bazizanyiramu. Atuka kuloti buloko tutoto mugwamu. Akati kyavajjayo ekyo wakulu bwati natuli abaserikale. Ye. Abaserikale mundu bazisulawo. Ye. Balowooza nti ono yazuukidde. Nja kukayola nkazira winzeeko kannabukeeraako. Keekakubiranga abantu amasimu nga babatwala.
Ogani nabukeera
niwandikiya wali.
Akone kalabirwamu.
Waliwo yali ampeeredde Piriton ngenda okutuuka njagala kino ssaawa 8 azuukukenga tulina alongo ku luzzi mukubiremu akalabirwamu kano nga Piriton yamuweddeko tukasimbagana ekyo kinga yali mu kofini nze ndi eno bweru akasimbaganako mu maaso g'empologoma bakiyitanga nabukeera ke kamalawo n'abantu kakubiranga abantu nga balina ekizimba okugundi ewandegeera balina obuwekeeke balina ki kati sawalinyanga emmotoka yaabwe ng'owedde akuka nabukeera oliyo dokita eyali emugazi kakati mwali badde munneebaza basi zijetomera mu Eastern Uganda abasi zijetomera mu kyaziwulirayo mukimanyi nti n'abantu abatomeranga mu bikajjo accident ezakebera nga mu bikajjo by'ekawulo teziriimu babalasinga nga lugazi mumanyi nti kampuni ezimu ez'abayindi zagabanga bodaboda ku bbanja nga bo bamaze ekibala tewabeerawo bodaboda 10 mu Kampala abeetomera ne babateekamu abeetomera ate amuteringiyo
baba wala baitomera
bali bamaze okukola yes nga batomeramu abatomera bannaabwe kakati ono wa bodaboda atomeredde eki basatu abagiriko atomera basatu ne babalasinga emulago
abantu bambuuza Mirundi omusajja lwaki atakula omutwe abali wano ku live
to control my bulaba nnumya amannyo oba I control my gonde obusungu bwange
buli ku mutwe.
This is how I do. Kakati nkugamba nti kadaga ensonga endala government tikyasobola kuwangula olutalo na muntu ne criminal. Our government cannot win a war against anybody. Nti abantu ekikoze ebbanga ddene ngenda basomera mu butabo bwange bubiri. Kano akatabo bakayita Museveni succession will be bloody. Nakawandiika ng'ennaku z'omwezi authored on Wednesday 1st January 2020 completed at my residence at Zana. Kakati nkugamba nti the Baganda have a saying that yali alumidwa ku musota bw'alaba omunyadduka, which means that the person who has ever suffered a snake bite takes off once he or she spots a result. Psychologists also say that a girl who suffers rape or incest develops hatred for men. They also say that the trauma gets embedded in her memory, such that even when a handsome man approaches her with the good intentions, she will act to the contrary because such a man reminds her of her past. This might also have applied to me. Yes. Abaganda baganda linchire byazinira bali. yaba yabeera kukumbaga ne bagirwanirako okuba bali mu kiraala Embooko azinira bbaliye kakati ate ababbi ne bakugamba musimanye obuki obuzina n'ensawo njirekawo nzibe bavuma abazina n'ensawo zaabwe omuganda naakugamba nti egondi yali abojeddwa ku musota kakati people suffer this trauma nti that's what you don't know kakati nkugamba nti having suffered the humiliation I went through during my service at State House as always Museveni spokesperson, a job that I did for good 14 years, I developed a different view about those that fell out with Museveni, including Dr. Besige, Elia Kategaya, Amama Mbabazi, Jenoti Nyefunza and others. These people must have had reasons for their conduct, and I suspect that they might have been humiliated. Kati government is yasobola kuwangula lutalo. Tamale Mirundi yali mutamivu. Kadaga mutamivu.
Okola ki?
Kayigula mutamivu. Tinyefunza mutamivu mulalo. You cannot win a war. A German.
Kitegeza olwe kizibu.
A German. Shuluda yali yakwasa abakazi basatu. Abajamani bamuleetera slogan. All of the 3 women can't be wrong. This is where our government has gone. The government cannot win a war against anybody. Kubanga, the line is endless. You could explain the first one, the second one. My proper assessment about Abu Bambabazi Bani, Tinze Nabasinga. Abana bano when they is bali balowoza. Oli yali agala 5 billion. Mbwembwa yatwale 5 billion. Embwa basule kasasira ku mu president's office. Ate bampi okumanya abana abo bajozi. Bawereza kadi muziye mu meeting no linja kubatta banamu linja bako chenkoze bubi abazungu batwalanga siba semu nasibetese kona kam kane kagamba tino omulimu mu new vision olutumukunde yakagambe gukasajja gwe nakagamba gende sironko ozigulama gufaganyo ko gateke mukavera ojo kolera ko mu
kambe ngo wagamba bukusa nji bujozi umusajja akutta nkubuye umusajja benyondo nakwasa omutwe obwo bujoso obuyitiridde nkunyedde ku mutwe kakati leeta n'omulundi ogwokubiri okomewo nkunyaleko. That's not how to treat human beings. Wali bulooza tibijja kubba ssente buzitwala ate nkomewo sikubati bwali bundabyeko mu meeting sikubenyondo ogwo nenkwasa omutwe sikuba omutwe ogwo nenkwasa nenkumalawo. So kakati because these are Baganda abayina emizi bano babadduka muddusimisi nekiduka ne bakijoga wano nekiduka ne bakijoga. This is how this group abantu basinga obungi tebamanyi nti group kano Museveni si yalwanyisa Kadaga kano group kono mulezi agamba nti amakampuni ge ayagala ne UBC naye omusimanyi bakyuse management kuba amakampuni ge bagajja ku omusolo. So kakati go if you are lured into a trap to fight Museveni bano Bambabazi kye bakola nti baale mu okutegeera group kano akabakubiye ate ne balumba mukama waabwe. This is where I did not go. I observed. I saw Museveni mu meeting helping me twice. Mr. Mirundi wavumye ne mukazi wange. Nganalwisa tudde wali mbu navumye mu facility. Ngeke nayogedde kirala. Newe wuzako.
Kakati ne mutegere si abirimu. Saba Jozi Kongolo. Akolanga bakoddomi ba Saddam atayawula State House na makage. Newa Saddam baaliyo. Newa Saddam baaliyo. Ne badda ku account yange ne bagiblockinga. Mbongene mbafukamirira ku kimu. Okufukamira mu sekwale sabo.
Ate.
I can make money musabo. Nenga sikafuka bulenzi buno. Anne mukama wabo tandise obutegeera. Kakati bano Bambabazi bano yenso bije bakola. Nti mute mukyasobola kuwangula musango na gumwazi government. Nti gundi atwewa yakaliteko nodda buli omuye nana aba mubi. Era mu katabo kange kano The Power of Mafias nabawandikira. Nemba gamba nti in all of my books, I always attribute my independent character and my unique way of looking at things to 2 factors: my father's wisdom and my home village, Kalagala, with these people. In my books, I usually affirm that my behavior was majorly influenced by my father's character. Mzee Mirundi was popularly referred to as chief, and
majority of residents used to refer their problems and disputes to him. My father was not so religious and never attended the church services regularly, except on big days such as Christmas. Mirundi was a very fair and honest man. Mirundi always provided solutions to what appears to be complex issues and eventually earned himself immense respect. He operated like a village judge. On the other hand, Kalagala village had all sorts of characters. Kakati nkugamba nti kuchalo chewafu, because I was shaped on the village, nakugamba nti one other striking phenomenon at that time was that men enjoyed battling their spouses while yes, while women alikanawe shitava
nani
no kugamba while women too believed that battling them was an expression of love. In fact, there was a common saying that a man who doesn't beat his wife doesn't love her. Omusajja bw'atakukuba abeera takwagala. Women also believed that possessiveness okububa were good. However, majority of men, especially drunkards, killed their wives in the practice of beating them. Majority, for fear of embarrassment or arrest by police, injured women, especially those who were pregnant, could not speak out or access treatment. This resulted in 2 deaths. Such information, however, would remain concealed, and the cause would be only referred to as a sudden death, echikutuku. Interestingly, men would remarry after killing their wives. Surprisingly, some men remarried from families of their deceased wives. One incident that intrigued me is when Kajua quickly married the second wife after battling his wife to death. Within 6 months, the second wife also died and Kajua remarried. At the point, however, villagers became suspicious and banished him from the village. Yes, situation government is him. Kajua was from Kazina. Now at that time there was no rumors. Hey, yafiri dembuliti yafude chikutuko. Kajua na was from Kazowokubiti. Umulambo bagusanga mu lusuku. Yafude chikutuko. Kajua yina mayembe. Na waso wokusatu yafira mufumbiro. Abicha ate mu lusuku n'ennyumba ye. Had no excuse. Kakati this government does not have any excuse. This group of mafias cannot now control the state affairs. Why? It is split. The reasonable abasajja abakulu bempagira kati. I'm supporting the progressive wing of the fellowship. Fellowship ya gwao. Nze kati ndira bana abasajja abakulu. Abafumira kaguni zabagala kaguni zikabere disarmed. These ones want harmony in society. Okay. Kada kumwagaza chikankubulire. Mu politics is a game where extra time is dangerous.
Kati tulimu
omanyira wapa mu myaka 5 alibeerawo.
Kati tulimu extra time.
Kakati kankubuuze Magufuli amanyi ge yabadde anonyeza mwaka lu yabadde amanyi nti agenda kufa. Yes. Politics takutisa munno. Abaganda bakuga nti ekinagwawo tekitunuza ngaalira ng'akaaba. No. Politics. Obati yagamba we shall die here. I came here with one air ticket. We shall die here. Let Museveni go to the bush. We shall find him there and leave him there dead. In 5 years, he was about to go for led in a kaboot. Chased away by his own army, not Museveni. Okay, Rutwana Ganti, Minatoa Menu. You see, Museveni is a scaring snake. I've removed the fangs. It's useless. When the trusty fanged snake raised his head, okay, Rutwa fled in. Who knew that at one time Mbabazi would fight Museveni?
nagende wa Lugunda New York nendia yeche misana nemuganti Lugunda, do you know ndugu Mbabazi is fighting himself. He told me it cannot happen. Ndugu, it cannot happen. Nimuga is happening, you will see. So politics is not predictable.
Tosolo mutebeleza.
Mwenda yabadeta manyinti bamufumula mu state house mfumula je bamututemu. Yadita chimanyi yali agobanza yadita chimanyi. Era kyobula anti politics tulinga bwe tulaba musoma amawuli defamation. What's defamatory today is not defamatory tomorrow. Luli wako kama nti umpisa omunyarwanda kati omusajja nina plot yange gyentunda nonyeza abanyarwanda bagigule bibayina ku sente nonyo omusajja kakati kikyali defamatory. Ulina kanti labe embweno nonyiga kakati baga embwe ina amagezi eyo nokikiri
embwe ina sente.
So politics abaleme kuba matiza gundi, those who have been scrapped on the register by ICC baba de bamanyinti wali baira wolo nako ne batekebwako, they were panicking. Kakuba akatambe tugende bakatambi ako tugende ukakase chenjo gende
ngenda chikuba katono nnyo Mirundi.
Yes,
emisango gya court nga gitiridde bijja babaka
nabagambirawo
ebitabo
nabagamba ya tourism nabagamba nti tumukunde will take you back to a generation after generation. Sakyogera wana didn't I tell you nti tumukunde yali muyiso tewali kiwandiko kya muntu kyatamanyi
weyogera ku luwandiko.
Yes, nabagamba tumukunde is more dangerous than the opposition you think. Tumukunde nakyogera nembaga tumukunde ajja kubaza mu election after an election magazine yangere gireta lwe najja wano next Saturday oba saaki bagamba 2 nupu yino kubeera mu nebi
wangamba
nupu
ndako wangamba.
Yes,
buli besimbi ayine biwandiko bya
ngabifu tumukunde ajja mu
wakyogera
nakyogera tumukunde will force you into a generation after generation. That's what I told you. Wano
nekatiraba segirinya
kakati negamba nti sewunya nupu yagulanga buguzi ngebiwandiko ogula buguzi ne segirinya yatunda nyumba ye nono simanyi senyenku yatunda ttaka linagula kadi ya nupu. Kakati for them they were not minding. 2, who cares, who benefits? Let me tell you, waliwo kyetuyita a blessing in disguise. Bobby Wine made a mistake because the law was changed. He could not stand as an MP. He only concentrated in the presidency. Bobby Wine is a man who can stand anywhere in Uganda and get voted. You think he's a buzzard? Segirinya kaveyo. Bobby Wine yesimbewo. Kuba bano obujinga bwabwe buli wamu. Balowooza mbululingi yakavuma eyagamba nti gwe tewavuganya noono ate lulingi yakavuma eyinza okustandinga akavuma bamuma n'obulamuzi
anti wulira ogambe yawuliye wono nti onabeyo balangirira
balowooza mpagera kulangirira namba biti kiriyo
kidandala yalina okulangirira
anti nkubuulidde ate atya
omusango omukadde gwesalo mupya
kavuma tomwogera nako mu judgment. These people elected somebody think kakati golinga agamba nti omusajja yawasa musajja munne tajja kuddamu kuwoowa akwate bukwasi mulala ageri gye bazaala omusajja ajjeyo omukazi. The voters must pronounce themselves. This was the best in a packet, in a group. Segirinya was the best according to she. Let the people go back, let you go back so that the people can pronounce themselves.
Kati mpido yoga kushabu Bwine okudde wa Segirinya. Is it possible? Really?
Bobi Wine ajja kuyita waawo agenda alitige political party mu parliament. Kubanga nakugamba nti Bobi Wine kizibu kyayina baganda bonna babakubye. Tayina y'omuntu akuuma party. Mpuuga nga mpuuga ali mu parliament kagwe toli
Segona
namulindi Segona Kazungu
Namboze gyali
Katonda ayambye omusajja ono. Is the interest of Bobi Wine okufumulira ddala Segirinya n'ebiwandiiko bye ate Segirinya agenda kudduka atalinga force document musango gw'amaanyi nnyo kuba Kavuma judgment Kavuma yayagala okuyamba abeNRM yakuliyetingangawo judgment emisango gyonna
olina politics goles
Kavuma yagiremera Kavuma emisango gyonna yagiremera ejaba NRM n'agamba nti it is not enough one to say nti ebiwandiiko si byange, you prove gwereta nannyini byo ebwaba yafa era wano omusajja baali bamuyita Lukwago bakola operation Nagoya nga bakyayaka ne bakwata benzi ye nga benzi ye muyingirisi yayo ne bagitwala ne Germany ne bakonfirming omulamuzi yagamba yingini yiyete wali ajikayanira kati Kavuma's ruling tekola why Kavuma went with the disgrace
kati bayino kudda mukalu ate byo Bobi Wine obijja wa
anti nkubulire nti Bobi Wine kati afunye omukisa bonna be muogerako bangambye timukasa yali head prefect yali okujja konge biwandiko bya mulala argument yakakoza kakoza yagamba nti kwagakane naliyo Yesu waliyo negwe bakuyitanga mutagubyo oli kubya Muganda okakoza ne pinto yali kubya Muganda we tetugamba nti kumbaka tewaliyo
ne Paulo Nsubuga ye mukalazi Peter
kakati gundi yaliyo bangambye mukasa oyo omukasa bangambye oba yali kitendo bawa
mulimo okukyusa amanya
head prefect yali head prefect
anagira manya malala
ali chenkubuuza yali head prefect katika tubuuze anti ekikukuba senior 4 abantu abamu tebabitegeera ndikakati nze Joseph Sirinja lyange is a nickname
manya gamatufu yan Tamale Mirundi
yes genda nokola kino kyusa nokubekirayiro baka basinga omusajja asimba akabuuzo naga nti ono muntu mulala Tamale Joseph Tamale Mirundi atuletere certificate ya eyobubatizo bakweriri
akuliko Tamale Mirundi
yes somebody can disqualify me
ne wakubekirayiro
kakati charge zembyagale
bibya Paul
zembyagala
no kigazeti
nga mukulu kuguno nga nange ngenda ngampale kwa mukono baseba ne banyabo nga mfukamire byombikola nange nonya akalunze bamfukamize baseba ne banyabo batata ba mama no fukamira bafukamiza line sejja line eryekyadondo bwaliri yakuba omusajja ino omutwe munene bwe kuti musajja munene mugugu aline mukazi we n'abaana baseba ne banyabo bajje nazibiriza n'amaaso bwe kakati obafukamira abantu ku kalulu allo olimo alla singala biko wali mukoledde kyo kwogezaayo